We both fall silent but end up chatting again in a minute. I ask her about our classmates and whether or not they've any interesting stories from today. It's mostly dull though, and I find that amusing. For everyone else, this run of shadowing was as dull as the last. In fact, the most interesting story came from one of our year's promising students, who didn't even have a shadowing this week. He's part of the group that does it while we're on break. It really is just funny. It's funny because it's kind of just unpredictable. I did not mean to right-click. For some reason, unpredictability is such a silly thing to me. There's so much irony in that, considering today. Gracious, I must be totally losing it. That totally must be the case. The longer that I stay here, the stranger I'll become. Oh well. And scene? Is that all of chapter 1? I feel like yes. That seemed pretty finale to me. Cue credits? Yes, it was. Okay, so that had one solid decision in it. I don't know if there was more than two possible outcomes of that decision, and I don't know how impactful those decisions were, but this grew on me. I started out really disliking the main character. Not super strongly, but more dislike than like. This is friggin' cool. Why'd they put so much budget into the closing credits? Do more of this! This is super cool! Is this based on an anime? Huh. But I found her less annoying over time, and actually found the writing style and lack of animation to be a little, more annoying in a very minor way. But I would play more of this, just to... the characters did kind of grow on me. So I'd love to see more of that. That being said, my track record means I am terrible at keeping track of games, and so will probably not ever notice when Chapter 2 comes out, unless someone lets me know. I need to do something right. I should do something. Is this starting over? Oh, more. Oh. The doctor, nurse, this is her. Okay, I'm gonna keep it with my normal voice, though. The whatever she was yesterday told me to make sure that Winter ate breakfast and drank liquids. I'm not living up to that responsibility. Or is this chapter 2? Is this a stinger? What is this? I'm so confused. It's already past 12 and she's still sleeping. Then I should wake her up, right? Gwug. I don't know. First off, that's really weird. I hardly know her. Secondly, just watching her in bed feels sketchy. She's curled up in there, looking uncomfortable. I just can't. That looks pretty comfortable to me. Frankly, it's cute. Frankly, just having that opinion makes me feel scummy. Ah. Whatever. It's probably best if she wakes up on her own. Then again, she's been shivering. She could have a fever. Yeah, she almost certainly does. I glance over at her from my desk. Longest glance ever. Man, I have to check. What is this, 14 hours rest? I set my book face down with care and rise, tiptoeing over to her bedside. She's so small and pathetic, really. She reminds me of this one kid we had back home. A runt. It feels like anything that happens to her is too much. She shivers again, and I have some idea to warm her up that would likely make our relationship even more awkward. That's not how you treat a fever lady. Well, I need to at least touch her forehead and make sure she's alright. Or not, I guess. It's actually a bit cool. She sweat out a lot during the night, looks like, so I imagine any fever she's had is gone now. I pull back my hand. Poof! While she's readjusting, I retreat to my desk and pretend to be reading. I hear her sit up and I flinch a bit in spite of myself. Morning. Is it really? I look over my shoulder to find her rubbing her face and turning to the window. She grumbles and puts a palm over one of her eyes. How are you feeling? Not much. I mean that I don't feel much of anything. Could be because of and the medicine She nods just a little. You seem better. I guess. She abruptly flops down onto her mattress after a small silence. I turn back to face my book. It's actually past noon, by the way? I figured. You'll have to settle for lunch instead of breakfast, I consider apologizing but restrain myself. I wonder if she even wants to eat. I'm guessing no if that doctor was so insistent that she do so. Are you gonna go back to sleep? I look over my shoulder again. Winter. Out like a light. Great, I'll have to steel myself later and just shake her awake, I guess. I get back to the novel in my hand. Oh, this is getting intense. I got this book from the World's Library. It's called a crime of romance novel, or whatever. It's, not strange to be interested in weird literature, is it? I don't think so. At least, I mean, come on, it's perfectly normal to be interested in unusual things, You know what's it is unusual? Is judging things so much. There's nothing weird. It's wonderful. It's not unusual. It's usual. You can't just read this sort of thing from any earthern source. Nothing this terrible exists. Titch. Great, just now I was starting to enjoy this. I close the book and put it down, though I don't get up to answer the door. If it's someone important like the doctor, then she'll say something. Anyone else would either tarry for only a bit, or keep knocking till they're answered. Dot. Oh man, what is it? I've got a feeling! Dot. I sigh, stand up from my chair, and I stretch a bit. Only then do I step over and open the door. It's Sky, right? A new voice. Some sick beats. V, you've got your nose in some body works again. Reading some pornography again? Answer the door quickly, yeah? No, it's not an Australian accent if I've ever seen one. This is the worst possible visitor. It's like the brightest star has descended right here in the hallway. She's all smiles. I don't need this right now. I don't read pornography. I read cowl. I really don't want to hear your vile accent right now. She puts on a pretend expression of hurt. You're insulting at the door? Won't even bloody well invite me in. That's kind of behaviour befitting lesser people. V, not you. Is that Australian? I don't fracking know. I stare at her. And V, you've got to be honest. I know you delay in entertaining guests for thine own fancy, but you've got to admit to it one day. Huh? Admit to what? V, listen. She grabs my shoulders and looks me in the eyes through her ridiculous transparent colored shades. They're called glasses. Listen to me. If you're not honest, you'll rot. Right? Yeah, rot. Hard T. Says S. Winnie. Says Winnie in it. Say Winnian. Okay. She could at least remove her hands from my person before she asks for another. You came to see Winner? Her grin returns in its full, obnoxious glory. Gah ha ha ha, yeah. I heard she fucked up massively. I wish I'd been there to see it. Her face flushed with tears. You want to make fun of her? She laughs again, shaking me a bit. Ha! Ha ha! You're killing me here, V. V, sweet V. Chaos hath made its fun of her already. What more could I do? She nuked an entire system, man. How do you even do that? Ha ha ha! Oh. Can't you just for a second attempt to resemble a decent human being? V, I just said I'm here to make fun. I just want to see her. Perhaps give her a gaunt little cheeks a poke or two. She's not gaunt. Her smile vanishes. Ah, you're right. Her thighs. Her smile returns. What does she do to fill those thighs, V? Has she let you give him a squeeze yet? Yet? She's a mess of a gal. Hardly in looks a gal. But those legs. ... Who gave her the idea to wear those stockings of hers? Goodness. You sound like a lesbian. V, I'm just admiring another beautiful woman as beautiful woman myself. Nothing lazy about that. Her lips twist a little and she looks right into my eyes. Tell me, who here would think of another girl with lustful eyes? Who's the man, Waverly? Ah, but I digress. Winnie could stand to be much more beautiful. Alright, did I just do Scottish for a second? Get your bloody hands off me already. She does so. So I can come in now. That was definitely Scottish. No. Why on earth not? You're a bastard, Irie. Oi! She points at me. Let's not be subtle here, right? Let's keep it fun. Fun, she says. ... And hey! I should be allowed in when he's my best friend. She is not. By what authority does thou make such bold claims? By common sense, you clod. She giggles. Yeah? Girl, do not even begin to talk mess about Northwesterner's voice. It's like listening to a breeze. And you're like listening to a Capian drawn and quartered. Oh? Shit, why'd I mention that? I reflexively cover my mouth as I can. I reflexively cover my mouth as if I can grab what I've just said before it can reach her ears and swallow it back. Her ears perk up. She blinks. Drawn and quartered, what's that? I refuse to answer. Is that some kind of torture? I watch in repulsion as she quietly lifts her thumb to her mouth and gently bites the nail. Nibbling, she sways the rest of her hand in slow motion, gives me the slightest smile. Been reading some interesting stuff from the libraries, eh? Old waves, ... What's the book? Forget it. Tease, I'll find it, if faith. She leans into the door, smirking. She crosses her arms and visibly relaxes. Okay, love, I want you to know what I'm loving this, and I love it dearly, faith, but I do want to see Winnie. Mercy, this girl is persistent, Didn't I say no? Then can you tell her I feel bad for her? Do I look like the type to spread lies? Tell her I want to see her. What for? 'Cause I told you to. No, I mean, why do you want to see her? She shrugs. Because it spills like that would build character. V, and I'm a scholar for character study. Grin again, she adds, although I admit, I was interested in her before because she's like a little animal and you don't want to grab such things and just eat them. You're coming on too strong. It's suffocating. Me? She stares at me, her hands over her chest in mock disbelief. Eventually, she starts to smile. Cacall, I wish she would just go away. She drops her hands. It's too hard for me. You're such a powerful gatekeeper. I can't even catch a glimpse of the grey little one from here. I guess I'll be seeing you then, V. Super Scottish now. What the frack is wrong with me? Let's hope not. I think a teacher was gonna come around to this room a bit later. Which I would tell you if I knew it, lovely. Get lock in peace. She finally departs. Right, I return to my desk in a foul mood. I don't even want to pick this book back up. Waverly, who was that just now? I put my arms on my desk and slouch, resting my cheek in my hand. Irie? Yeah. She wanted to talk to me? Well, no, probably not. She did want to see you, though. She wanted to, I pause. Well, we all know Irie by now, don't we? I hear some kind of ragged, pulsing breath, which I take for Winter's laugh. We do. She's a character. I flip my book back open and begin once more from where I left off. I don't want to bother having her around. I don't want to bother hearing her around. The noise from before repeats with something of a greater intensity, leading to coughing. I sigh. I'm sorry, Winter. I'm too amusing for sick people, I guess. You're ridiculous, I'm too, wonderful, amazing, astounding. Stop that. I should have chosen to go to a comedy school. You'd get laughed off the stage in a bad way. Yeah, laugh at my jokes and go on to say that? I shouldn't bother helping you out anymore. More ridiculousness, No, I command you, Command me? I command you, to open the windows. It's hot. Winter's in the middle. It's the middle of winter here. Ugh, I do suppose the thermostat's rather high, I start getting up. And there's my smoldering attractiveness to consider. So stifling. Winter hack/laughs again as I go to complete her task. There's something special to be said about people who cause laughter with intent to breed suffering. Oh, what's that? I open the first window. Wait, let me try to be clever. Opening the second, I begin to return to my seat. It's better to be clever when you're quick on the take, Winter. Oh yes, I was certain I had something here. You've ever gotten the feeling that there's something smart to be said if only you could figure out what it was? That's what's happened. I sit down looking over at her. How slow are you? I feel like chilled molasses, except warm. Very slow. By the way, a teacher should be coming around. Which? If I knew that, I'd tell you. Lovely. Heh, mph. I should stop that. I already regret saying it once. I can hardly believe she comes from the same continent as I do. The Centerlands are huge, you'd best believe it. Plus, I'm pretty sure she's somewhat southwestern with a name like that. Do you all sound the same in the Northwest? Yes, Winter, all 70 million of us talk exactly like me. Sorry, it's just a lot smaller, I smile. Well, honestly, the regional differences are nothing compared to the differences between the Westerners here and you middle folk. At least our word's dialect is still understandable. Understandable? I can understand Irie just fine, actually. That's true, she doesn't say kick-haul randomly. I let out an exaggerated groan. Please, I don't need any more talk like that in my life. I just can understand it, that's all. I didn't say I'd reproduce it. I laugh a bit. She seems to have gotten more energetic, even if she is still lying in bed. It's good we're friendly, even if I do hesitate to take care of her. Having a poor roommate sounds like the worst. Winter Harrison's place. Coming. Who is it? As I get up, I smile at Winter. Bet on who it is? I don't know all their voices yet. I think it's our combat instructor? Souther isn't ancient, Winter. It sounds more like Henry. Is this an old guy? She pulls the covers up over her face a bit in a small show of embarrassment. Adorable! But enough dallying. Da-da-da. Hello, Mr. Penn. I was right. Good day, Waverly. How are you? Fine, sir. Oh, Waverly's here? 3 people. Oh, gosh. Da-da-da. Isn't that da-da-da? Walter. Waverly, it's been weeks since I last saw you. A bitter few weeks. So you've been fine, eh? Yes, sir. My first mentor? What's he doing here with Henry? You know, seeing them side by side, they really dress alike. Very stylish and very sharp. Henry, I'm running out of voices. We already did. I forget. We did Bowie. Let's make him Sean Connery. Sean Henry Connery. You mentored this child. Can you believe it? They give me the simplest jobs only because I'm so young. There are plenty of reasons for it, Walter. Plenty of bullshit. I've done measures better than what was it we did, Waverly? I totally forgot it was so boring. Our first mediations are apparently always supposed to be really easy, and unfortunately very tame. Long term, low danger. I think it had something to do with Earth? Like moving dirt? I was incredibly stupid. It was incredibly stupid. I think it was construction issues? I stand corrected. There's nothing that can top that, Henry. Playing in the mud, right? That's totally the pinnacle. Don't be a smart-ass, Walter. Walter is one of the more bizarre things I've encountered since becoming a mediator, and he's from Earth. I can't actually peg him down at all. He's the only thing I clearly remember about my first mediation. I don't know. I know. Anyway, we didn't come here to pester my protege, Winter Harrison, right? That's right. It's she and Waverly. Yeah, but... Don't worry, you don't need to go get her. I just wanted you to relay some things. Harrison. Was that Cyrus's girl? Yes, from the dead world? You're here for the girl who went through that? Yes. Walter puts on a strange, somewhat negative expression and places a hand on his hip. Pursing his lips, he looks at me and then past me into the room. I just kind of avoid his eyes. I don't know what Cyrus was doing. His report was nonsense. Walter. Nonsense, Henry. His explanation, what went down, it's ... horse shit. I don't want to hear it. How did he manage to fuck things up so massively? There were simple checks to go through. I know he's all about getting it over with, but ... They were children's mistakes, and he ruined a child for them. I'm gonna need to talk with him later. Will you come? He doesn't listen to anything I say. If you don't persist with numbskulls, they never will. Even though he's a top-tier mediator, I don't think I've ever heard any other mediators go long without talking mess about Cyrus. I'm a little pissed off. I'm a little pissed off with him, too. Not that I know entirely what went down. The death of an entire world, I wonder what they'll say about it when we next have class. I wonder how many other students know about it. There are so many worlds, though, so many planes, maybe they won't bother. What's one more lost? I don't know what I'm thinking. While I'm musing over my cruelly dismissive thoughts, a white square of paper moves into my eyesight. Looking up, I see that it's a letter being held by Henry. Give this to Mrs. Harrison, would ya? I take it. On the front it reads, for whenever it's too much to bear, read this, Henry Penn. Tell her to expect a meeting with me later as well. I nod. Glancing briefly inside, Henry bends to my ear and speaks in a whisper. Presently, I won't offer my condolences or words for her, as it would be rude of me to assume her state. I'd prefer to talk to her directly, you see. He puts a hand on my shoulder. If this has affected you, as it very likely might have, you know where my office is. He straightens up and looks at his watch. I rotate my shoulder a little. It's Winter, right? I nod. Yes. Make sure Winter thinks about what happened, everything that happened. This isn't something to run away from. I nod slowly. The same goes for you, Mistress Eyre. He pokes my nose with a tip, and I wiggle it in irritation. What is it with these men in touching? That's a very good question. Walter smirks at me. ... Weirdo. Super friggin' weirdo. Let's get going, Walter. You frickin' weirdo. Alright. Henry nods with his departure. Walter smiles and waves. I close the door. I stretch out again and look at Penn's letter. Who was that? Here, who was it? My first mentor and... I look over at her. And Henry, he wrote you a letter. I draw attention to said letter by raising it a bit and flapping it lightly. Your first mentor? Waltz, len, something western. Moving to her bedside, I hand her the letter. Da-dat. I don't think you should read it yet. Winter looks it over and gives it a light shake. She frowns. Da-da-da, me neither. I hesitantly allow myself a smile. That's good, right? It's for when things become too much to bear. I wiggle my fingers with joking emphasis. How does that work? Yeah. Resting the letter on her bed, she goes quiet. Da-da-da, you need to eat, girl. She grimaces at me. Do I really? Yes, now come on. I reach down and she grudgingly extends her arms, embracing me around the back of my neck. Da-da-da. I pick her up in my arms. Da-da-da. What is this? I don't want to walk. You need to walk. You need to walk. I only picked you up since you didn't put your feet on the floor when I moved in. I'm just really lethargic. I don't want to move around at all. Da-da-da. And I have this wicked cough. You can stand, can't you? I'm not kidding. At least just to the door. That's embarrassing. It's totally embarrassing. I don't want to be seen like this. Please, Waverly. Cacaw! No. You've been lying in bed long enough. Down you go. I begin to lower her, and she moans in complaint. Man, this girl's too light. Feels like I'm barely holding anything. After whining a bit more, she relinquishes and carefully stands. I help her to the door and pause to let her stretch her legs a bit. Are you good? She's quivering and everything. Da-da-da. I'm fine. Let's get going. Come on, I'll hold you on. I'll hold on to you at least. Da-da-da. Thanks. I need that, I think. New place, new cafeteria place. We're gonna get a new picture. We're gonna get a black screen. Congratulations on completing the game. You may now save your profile. Saving profiles allows for future episodes of Dysfunctional Systems to remember your choices. Be sure to give your profiles descriptive names so you can recognize them later. Note, multiple profiles may share the same name. I will name this profile. What the frick does winter even mean? Do some of them not have a winter in them? That sounds a little weird. I'm winter. Winter. Kaboom! With a K, because that's how it should be. Yeah, save profile. Multiple profiles, same name. That sounds super risky. Anyway, so that was the game. That little bit on the end was cool too, reaffirming that I do want to get to know these people more. So, hopefully I remember or notice to play more. And if you guys liked it or not, let me know. And as always, thank you so much for watching. And I will see you in whatever game I'm doing next. Signature catchphrase.